What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, another stream. Today we are going to be continuing on the SecKit Cube. I'm going to update everybody on things since Monday stream. If anyone didn't catch Monday stream, I know that Monday stream's late, so most people in Europe and other parts of the world can't watch it. This printer kicked my butt. We ran into problems with the build almost instantly, where the first printed part that I grabbed snapped. So Monday night after the stream ended and I printed the parts out again, I spent some time going through this, and I also sent a long email to the creator just giving feedback on some of the difficulties, and got some awesome feedback as well. So we are going to be going through some of that, and then we'll continue here. Hey, my brother's here. What's up, Nick? Jason, Sem, Skydown, Kenneth. I hope everybody is doing great. As a reminder, next Wednesday is our 1-year stream anniversary, which is going to be a ton of fun. We've got some cool giveaways, some awesome giveaways. All of the giveaways this time are international shipping, which is very cool. Also Monday, I'm going to be guest host on the Hot Make stream, which will be fun. So if you're available, it's at I think it's at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't quote me on that though, but it's evening time in the United States. So that will be sweet. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I watched while I was half asleep. I appreciate it, Carl. So let's really quickly here go through some of the things. So some of the issues we ran into on Monday's stream were these guys. I've got autofocus on. Let's see, but I've got it where it's like tap focus, so hopefully, and it's blocked. And I forgot to change the opacity again. Alien, can you message me in the moderator chat saying, hey dude, fix your opacity when you're screen sharing? Because if I go to screen share right now, you can see it, but the opacity is off on this. Hey Sem, thanks for renewing your membership. The counter I have, defeth thou once again, I shall remain the victor. Did Yusu make contact with you? Yes. Yusu is sending a bottle of the cool dual colored resin. So I will get that in, and then I will end up using it, and it'll probably make its way into a 3D printer resin review video. Hey Lisa. So anybody that missed Monday's stream or was here Monday's stream, these were the parts that I printed out, and they're basically belt tensioners. And so these are the pulleys for the CoreXY. Let me slide this a little bit. And then this right here actually has additional bearings on the inside. And the way it works is once the belts are routed, you can push this into the belts and it will provide some additional tension on the belts. It's not the only form of belt tension, but it is an additional form of belt tension to make sure that the XY belts are tensioned properly. And the nut trap was just so tight. I printed these in ASA, all the parts were in ASA, and when I tried to insert the M4 nut, it cracked, and it sucked. So I reprinted them out, scaled up to 100.5% per G-Funny's recommendation and a couple other people that were in the chat, and it's still a very tight fit, but after a little bit of cleanup, I've got them inserted in here. I also got the pulleys built and mounted. Basically, there's one set here. There is, dropping some stuff. There is another one on this side right here, which I'll show you guys in the instructions. The other thing that I did, hey, what's up, G-Funny? Hey, BBs. The 100.5% was the way to go. So I got those installed. We were having issues mounting. Also, the 3 belt pulleys are also installed. There's one here and 2 on the other side. One here and one on this other side, you can't really see. And we were having issues with mounting this. And the issue with mounting this was, if you look at the back of the machine, the image just didn't align. We're zoomed in a little bit too far. The image just didn't align with what I was seeing, and there's a bunch of extra holes. So each mounting point had like an M3 hole and what looks like maybe a hole for an M4 screw. And so it was very confusing to me, and I just sort of guessed on how it was supposed to go. But I got a bunch of answers. So the other thing I thought was really funky too is lots of funky things here. This one's gonna be tough to show up on camera, so I don't know. You might just have to go with my text explanation. These are nylon lock nuts back here, and there's two of them, and they hold this pulley mount in place. And so the thing I thought was weird is that they're nylon lock nuts, but the screws that are in the instructions to use are too short to actually engage with the nylon lock nut. Like, they hold in place, but they're at least 2 to 3 millimeters too short to actually use the nylon lock nut as a nylon lock nut. So I sent a very long email to the creator of Ernest, the creator of this project, and got a lot of feedback. One, he's incredibly kind and very responsive and very passionate about the printer and the printers that he's created with SecKit. And so one of the things he stated to me was like, he hadn't really seen live building of the machines, I don't think so much, and especially not this one because it's new. And there just seems to be a definite disconnect between sort of like an engineer's perspective and an end user's perspective when assembling. And so he's working on that. Let's see, so here I've got the guide, or the build instructions. So on the build instructions, he is going to be improving just sort of the way things are labeled. I kind of explained that for like example, the frame, you basically just have this one CAD drawing. And yeah, you can kind of see where the holes are and stuff like that, but having a CAD drawing and an image will really help. And also just a bit more clarity on certain things, like with the labeling. So labeling is gonna get improved. And then as far as questions I had, I was told that the reason why there's these extra holes in the back was because since this printer is new, it's a complete printer, but some of the things have changed from like final beta to full release. And so they switched up the holes back here, and that's why there's two different holes, and this is kind of drilled out funky. It's because they just switched up something sort of towards the end, and that it shouldn't be a thing really moving forward. Also, the nylon lock nuts actually aren't intended to be nylon lock nuts. They're supposed to be just regular nuts, but when they ordered the kits, they were nylon lock nuts, so they just figured, heck, we'll include them. So in some spots, they do engage with the nylon lock nut, but the parts where they don't, it's fine because they were designed to be used with just standard nuts and not nylon lock nuts. And what else? I think that's really the extent of the feedback. He also had said that he had done his best with tolerances, but he certainly hadn't tested them for all the different materials because it's tough to get the shrinkage right. Like, Vorons are meant to be printed with ABS, so there's only so much potential for kind of like deviation in tolerances, while this you can totally print in PTG if you're not going the full enclosed route. And so the tolerances were supposed to be enough, but in my experience, based off of this build, if you're printing with ABS or ASA, scaling to 100.5% seems to be the sweet spot. So that is what is going on here. A little bit of an update. Hey, what's up, bud? Chris, Manuel. Hope everyone's doing great. So yeah, that is where we are. I did reprint out all of, did I drop all of them? I did drop all of them. So these are the motor mounts, and I'm super thankful that I checked these prior to us streaming today. These basically are going to go around the motors, the 3 Z-axis motors, and they have the same kind of nuts that slot into there. And when I tried to slot these in yesterday, they also cracked, so I reprinted all 3 of them at 100.5%, and I put the nuts in already just to make sure, and I was able to get them in without breaking it. I do have a spare just in case we run into anything unfortunate when installing these. He also let me know that for these and for maybe some others, he's gonna have options where you can use a square nut, so that way there's no question of orientation on how you need to insert the nut. But did I say 125%? 100.5% CNC maker. Yeah, not 125. Numbers are hard. Yeah, 100.5%, not 125%. That is a massive, massive difference. So bringing everyone up to speed again, we're basically done with the pulley sets. I built these on Monday after the stream, I felt these were quite easy. I mean, you're basically just bolt, flanged bearing, non-flanged, flanged, and then where the bearing meets this metal bracket, you need to have a washer on both sides. So I built 2 of those, and then I installed the tensioners. I was also told actually that these tensioners that we broke and I installed, he moved them to optional now, so you don't actually have to install them because there's other methods of belt tensioning in this printer. It's just an optional thing now. So I've got them installed. I'm gonna keep them. If for some reason they end up breaking at some point, I might just go without them because you're basically just pushing them into the belt. Yeah, thank you for confirming, CNC. 125 is a very big difference. It was like on stream on Monday when I was reprinting the parts, I put in 105% instead of 100.5%. Oh. So, yeah, because these are basically just going to be pressing, you can't really see them. These are going to be pressing onto the belts, and so they do add some tension, but he said that the other methods of tensioning that are already built in, he feels are sufficient. So, but yeah, got those built, got these installed. I haven't routed any of the belts yet. These were really simple to install. The only thing is that tripped me out is that it says M5x40, which is what I use, but the end of these bolts don't stick out nearly as far as mine do, which you can kind of see if I go like this. No, you cannot see that. Maybe if I go like this. It's tough to show very well inside of a CoreXY build. Let's see, does that show a little bit? It's just, it sticks out more. I mean, I would say based off the image and what I've got here, it's like 4 millimeters more, something like that. But the thing I'm starting to learn with this build is if things seem slightly off, it's probably not. It's probably just that bolts might have been changed since the pictures were taken, because quite a few of these images seem to be taken from what would be considered like a final beta version, which just, it makes it a bit more complicated. I'm probably going to be building a second kit instead of a boron as I need the higher temp, and the heater is a great plus. Yeah, I basically told him, because I sent the Ernest, who's the creator of this, an email, and it was a long email, and it was, I tried to do it in like a constructive manner, because I told him, like, I want this project to be successful. It seems awesome. The end result looks like it's going to be a great printer. It's just that, like, having it so difficult for someone that's not so, let's call obsessed with 3D printing and, you know, kind of living 3D printing, it just makes it so much more difficult. So I'm really hoping that with some of the feedback I provide, and I know Nira's building one, and 3D Print General built one, and he's new to Clipper, and I think he hasn't really done much builds like this, that all that feedback will really help to make it where it's a bit more attainable for someone that just doesn't really feel comfortable with just guessing on certain parts, or you know, running into some of the complications we ran into. Been there, printed a whole plate of replacement Prusa parts at 105%. Oh my God. I'm thankful that chat stopped me as I entered in the, I goofed twice. I think the first time I would hit reprint and I hadn't scaled at all, and the second time I hit reprint and we were at 105%. I blame it on it being a Monday night stream, which my brain is just not currently wired for, but it was probably just 100% just me. Hey, what's going on? Nice, happy Wednesday. So yeah, we are done with the installation of the pulleys. Belts will be going in shortly. I also built 2 of these. Do you build these the exact same way that you build, oh wait. Interesting. Looking at this now, there's a printed part inside of here. Mine certainly doesn't have a printed part inside of here, so we might be rebuilding. It's gonna be a journey, guys. It's been a journey, it's going to be a journey. I'm gonna be excited when we turn it on and things work, but I built these, but now it looks like there's supposed to be a printed part inside. I guess when I was building it, I didn't see any reference of the printed part, and I was just going based off of this right here, which is bolt, bearings, washer, nut. I didn't see any printed parts, so I basically built it to this. So we'll see. I don't exactly know what that printed part is. So we're done with pulley sets for now until we figure out that I did it wrong. The printed part is the old X-stop. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe not part of the design. Okay, cool. All right. Well, good to know. Then I am good on that part. Because let's say I didn't see it, but now I do see it. Okay, so we're done with that. Again, frame we finished on the first stream, which wasn't difficult to put together. Getting it squared took a bit of work. I didn't go with Loctite. Just didn't get. I've got like PTSD with Loctite. It caused so much problems for me on the first V0 build because I wasn't aware that Loctite has some sort of chemical reaction with ABS, causing it to be super brittle, and it was breaking all of my ABS parts. So I'm not doing Loctite. I know it's on the frame, which doesn't have any printed parts, but I'm just not doing Loctite. We'll see if it needs it in the future. It does say it's optional. We already did the glue on the carbon fiber parts, and so we are now on the Z-axis, which is what we started on Monday. So we've got, like I mentioned, the Z-top pulleys and the rails have all been mounted now, which is exciting. See, beta kits only, so don't need to do that. I did install the back panel, and I didn't understand, I think one of the things I was confused on Monday was why it says to use M308s here and M310s here. The metal on the bottom's thicker, it kind of bends over, so we were able to figure that out. And then I did install the bottom panel as well. So this is where we're currently at, which is installing the bed brackets. Loctite is designed for metal on metal, no. Probably. I've hardly used Loctite in my life prior to the V0.1. I just haven't used it a lot. But that would make sense. I think if you're going to be pushing this thing like as fast as you possibly can, then the rattling could be an issue. But my thing is there's a chance that I'm going to want to take part of it apart at some point, or I'll want to troubleshoot something at some point. And so I don't think I'd feel comfortable fully Loctiting the frame together until I was well, it's tough though, because then you have to take things apart. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Raj? Mine doesn't have Loctite and still going strong. Cool, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm just not going Loctite route. I think if you're going to be doing a lot of like speedboat stuff, it probably makes sense. But mine's gonna be hopefully just reliable and fairly quick. Things, one kitty ended up with 3. Oh my gosh. Congratulations on the cats, Dutch. That's exciting. If you have not, post photos in the Discord in the Fur Babies channel. Definitely want to keep Loctite away from acrylic or have replacement acrylic on hand as it will become brittle and break. Yeah, Loctite just seems kind of dangerous. Like, I get its application in certain scenarios, but with myself being a person that tends to take things apart over and over again, whether it's now or later on, I just don't know that it's the answer for me. I think it's kind of more trouble than it's worth. It doesn't help though too that the first experience I had with Loctite and 3D printing was just a royal pain in my butt. It was, I just had no idea that it had, and I can't remember how I even discovered it. I think it was someone on Twitter that maybe mentioned something to me about it, but I just kept thinking that my part was just printed poorly or something else was going on, but no, it was Loctite all along. I ended up still using Loctite in the end, and I just switched from ABS to carbon fiber nylon for the part that was breaking, because nylon typically has a broader chemical resistance than ABS does, and it's been fine ever since. Blue is really good in places where you can't use nylon lock nuts. Is that what they recommended, was blue? Because there's like, I know there's different versions. I think I had purple possibly. Because there's one that's like, you'll never get this off basically. I mean, recently I was testing out a printer and they had put Loctite on the set screw, which I know is a thing, and I've done that too. I think my V0 actually does have that, but the set screw wasn't tightened enough, and so after halfway through a print, it came loose, and I couldn't get the damn thing off. And so what I did discover though, because I reached out to the manufacturer and was like, hey, this is what happened, and they said, try to burn it. And so I used needle nose pliers and burnt the Loctite, or whatever Loctite type that they used, and fire did a good job of releasing it or burning off the Loctite. And I was able, the set screw was not salvageable, probably mostly because I had pried on it prior, trying to get it off, but I was able to at least get the set screw out, and I had spare set screws. Speaking of Discord, 4 members away from, dang, that's awesome. If you have not joined the Modbot Army Discord, join below. It is a fun place full of friends. Purple's more firm than blue, and red is permanent. Red is yeah, red's danger. Purple Loctite for air fittings, I think. Good evening, Modbot. Good evening, all. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. Hey, thanks very much, Battalion Chap. I hope you're doing great. I have a bottle of green. Interesting. Green, I didn't even know green was a thing. Yeah, my brother's the first person I'd ever seen use Loctite, and everything related to attachment on firearms. I think it was like the sight that I saw you use it on, Nick. Works great and isn't too difficult to remove. Red Loctite is much more difficult to remove. Red, you may as well just weld the damn screw in place. That sounds awful. Okay, so, that sounds awful. So we need M3 by 6. Do I have any of those out? I did my best to put all of these screws back into their baggies because it was just an absolute mess after Monday. I was up late. I think the parts finished printing M36. I think the parts ended up finishing printing around midnight, and I was in here just like staring at this thing until a time that you shouldn't be working on printers probably. Is lock washers a good option? Hey, what's up, Nawaz? Lock washers are typically great. I mean, I use them a lot. They're used often. In this build, because they don't really use them in this build. They include them because I guess they had them, they ordered lock washers, but the screws aren't long enough to engage with them and they're not needed. Okay, so each bed bracket needs 4. So we're gonna take out 12 of these. 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, and then we need the belt clamps, which are these guys. We need 1, 2, 3. I'm not a bot. Hey, what's up, zombie? Happy hump day, man. I don't know if you saw, but I replied to your question about filament colors. It was still tough, even with just primary colors. Lock washers can vibrate loose. Interesting. The issue is the colors, just a dye. So just stating red or blue isn't helpful, especially between brands. I used to. Oh, gotcha. I think that most people are probably referring to like actual Loctite brand. That's the one I've used. The one, I don't think I even have it in here. It's spilled everywhere, but yeah, I could see that being confusing. Are you gonna post the results, zombie, of the colors people like? I'd be curious to see like what's the most popular colors here. Okay, M310s, which I think I have out somewhere. I do. Each one of these needs 2, so we'll need 6 in total. M3 nuts are not out anymore. Did I drop them somewhere? Oh, they're right here. And we need 6 of these. Ew. How did you send? I just use isopropyl alcohol on the threads before I torque the castle nuts to 40-inch pounds. You should probably stick the end plate to foot-pounds. Hey, what's up, Emmett? I just want to say hello for you all. Sorry, I work, drive a truck. Hey, well, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Loctite has numbers and colors. The colors cover a range of numbers, so if you want an exact level of tightness, you go by the number. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Nick, everybody in here is going to go based off of metric pounds. All right, M3 by 10s, M3 by 10. Oh, we need more M3 by 10s. It's 12 more. Sometimes I feel like the count from Sesame Street when I'm doing a build. It's like 12 screws, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And then we need 4 more. So just all the M3 nuts. I should just dump all of them out, basically. 12 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, and I dropped 2 of them. Perfect. Oh, it's a good thing I should have plenty of spare M3 nuts in the garage, but still try not to lose too much stuff. And I'm back. Any comment on the stall detection XY homing on the new Sylvester 6? I find it super weird. I'd be concerned about the motor lifespan. I haven't used the SV06 very much. For anybody that's wondering, Silval released a new printer in the last like 48 hours. I know Nero's building one right now, Joel's building one today. People have been posting about it. I got one in a few weeks ago and assembled it, was really excited. And I still think it has a ton of potential. Mine has leveling issues. I tried so many things and have been working with them for like 2 weeks probably, from updating firmware, trying different orders of operation, tightening bolts down. I tried on my own, like adding M420S1, thinking it needed to basically recall the mesh, but from left side to right side of the bed, it's just either not compensating at all, or they think that maybe my bed is tweaked or something like that, so they're sending me a new bed. So I haven't gotten a lot of experience with it because of the leveling issues. I basically told them, like, this needs to get resolved before I really move forward with the testing, because I can't really do any prints of substantial size. And they've been great at helping out with that. I just don't know, again, whether the bed is the issue or what the deal is. But it has sensorless homing, essentially, sort of similar to the Prusa, where it goes to X and has like the stall guard detection. It seems to be working fine, and that's also what the Prusa uses, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. It does seem like it's a little bit more aggressive than the Prusa. Like the MK3S, when it's going to home, it like pretty much hits the side and instantly knows it's there. Well, on this, like, it makes a little bit of a thunk sound. So I don't know. It's hard to, I imagine they're using drivers and that are capable of doing that. But hey, the chat is weird, right, CNC? I responded earlier to Sem about the emojis, and it deleted my entire text and just sent the emoji. And I'm like, what the heck? YouTube is very funky. Okay, let me look at this quick. So it says, assemble in the order below. So first things it wants us to do is bolt the bed brackets to the Z linear block. So let's start with that. Great, I had this all. Okay, these are all M3 screws and the longer, or M3 nuts and longer screws. These are all M3 and shorter. Okay, I think I can do this. So let's first install these guys. Side cam. But yeah, I think if the SV06 can like actually provide what it's stating, it has a lot of potential. Powder coated PEI bed, bimetal heat break, direct drive extruder. The fact that it uses the rep wrap style LCD screen, I'm generally not a fan of because I think they're just really old. But because of the fact that they should be Clipper compatible and none of the Creality screens that use like their own custom firmware are, it's a major plus of using that rep wrap style LCD screen. So it could be an awesome little printer. We'll see. I did the chat thing last week too. Interesting. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can do on my end. But maybe I'll Google it and see if anything comes up. Okay, so we'll start by installing just center guy with 4 of the M3 6. I didn't notice it last week, but then again, I wasn't exactly typing a ton in chat. But this week, I noticed it before stream started and thought it was just a me thing. Alien, all the adult bots are freaking out. Well, folks, I gotta run, a couple things to take care of. Have a good one. Hey, have a great day, Alien. Don't forget, next week's the 1 year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, we're just gonna loosely put these in. That's what I'm thinking about doing when I build one. Use Clipper and a version of Clipper screen on it. CNC, what printer are you talking about? You talking about this or the SV, the Sovol that came out? Because this is, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I'm mistaken. This is headless, but I will most certainly install Clipper screen on this. Okay, SecKit, yeah. Hey, no worries, LSC. It's nice to see you in chat, man. I know it's been crazy, a crazy year for you, so it's cool to see you back around. All right, we will do a star pattern on this. Kind of exciting news. Well, I'd say very exciting news. It looks like we are going to be building a 2.4 on this channel. I know that a lot of people have built them now, but I've had a lot of requests for building a 2.4 and my thoughts on them. And I mean, the flying gantry is something I've always thought was really cool. And so I'm excited. Okay, so this one's installed. I am really excited to do that. Why does everyone like Clipper so much? I tried RepRap firmware with the SecKit and I love it. So I don't have much experience with RepRap firmware, and the primary reason is that RepRap firmware, up until Big Tree Tech at least, was limited, in my understanding, to just duet hardware. And duet hardware was just too damn expensive. So I really never explored it all that heavily. It also, I believe that they do now have input shaping and some other really cool features, but I don't think, I'm quite positive Clipper had it first. And so that was a definite appeal. And then I think that the Clipper team or the developers is a larger team. I feel like they get more updates more often. I'm not seeing Robo in chat. He may be lurking around. Yeah, Robo. Oh, Robo. Yes. I'm excited, G-Funny. It's been, I feel like I got, you know, the little taster with the V0, and I've really been enjoying the switch wire. Like, I think it is a very cool bed slinger, and I understand, like, that there's a lot of bed slinger options out there, but it is a very unique one, and it's just been an absolute workhorse for me when it comes to printing out ABS and ASA, which is 99% of what I've been using it for. Pretty much all ABS and ASA printing is done on that. But yeah, I just feel like the 2.4 needs to happen. And this is, I feel like this with a 3-point bed leveling will give me my Trident fix, at least for now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to building a 2.4. I'm super, super excited. Every update with Clipper can be such a pain. What are you updating with? If you update directly from like mainsail or fluid, I have had a couple times where it definitely breaks things, and I think certain updates require you to actually reflash the MCU. I don't really know if it's just major updates or which ones do, but I have had to do that once or twice. But Kaya does a pretty good job of making that whole process pretty simple. RepRap supports more hardware now, but Clipper is more active. If RepRap was more active, I would definitely go that route. Well, I know that you can use RepRap firmware with CNC machines, because I think it was at Murph, but definitely at IRF, I saw a video or photo of, at the Duet table, a CNC machine, which I don't believe Clipper has the ability to be used for CNC. At least not currently. That's my understanding. There we go. Yep, I put it on top of the bolt that I need. I need to set up and test my M8P boards. Do they ever send you updated CB1 boards? They did send me updated CB1 boards. So they sent me two, I have them right here. They sent me two updated boards, and then they replaced the one that I had that was faulty. I think some people have actually been able to get them working through some sort of tweak. But these ones, the boards are labeled CB1 V2.2. Although I think one of them's not. CB1 2.2, CB1 2.2, then this one's 2.1. So one 2.1 and two 2.2s on the boards. But yeah, they did send their visual difference. I haven't done a side-by-side, but nothing that stands out to me. I think the primary difference was with the length of the pins on the actual connection point, but don't quote me on that, I'm not entirely sure. But visually, other than the silkscreen having a different number, they look the same. I have at least 2.1. Yeah, let me see. Take a quick 30-second deviation here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the M4P. One of the ones I had issues with was a 2.1. Because this is the one that I was having issues with, and it is a 2.1. So I think 2.2 is fully corrected and 2.1 might be hit or miss, because one of my 2.1s is on the Pi 4B adapter, and that hasn't had any problems at all. I've not had them replaced yet, but the one I just got was a 2.1. Yeah, I would try it and see with the latest firmware. I don't know if they've updated firmware since I made my video on it, but the one that has the latest firmware that breaks the Ethernet but it's supposed to fix the Wi-Fi, I would use that one and see if it works for you. No, 2.1 was a problem one. The one that I have in there that says 2.1 was the one that was, oops, let me go camera, was the one that had issues. But my other 2.1 works fine. And I did, I've been playing around with the Huracan from BQ, and that's also using, I believe, a 2.1. So 2.1 seems like it's hit or miss in terms of whether it works or not, or I don't know how it works. It seemed like they were saying that there was a batch. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully yours does work. Just buy Raspberry Pi 3B in secondhand for €60 for crazy times for the Pis. Yeah, you'll know. So Zombie, if test it without hooking it up, like just hook up the power supply and flash everything and leave it on. All the issues I've seen, if there's going to be issues, you can spot it within like the first 15 minutes. It'll basically, it'll work fine, and then all of a sudden it'll either freeze where you won't be able to SSH into it, or, well, that's basically it. It'll just freeze up, and then it'll typically drop off the network, but you'll know because when you try to SSH into it, it'll just completely freeze or it won't ever connect. But you can tell right away. What I ended up doing with my other one was I updated it, I flashed it, I left it outside of the printer, and I just let it sit there overnight, and in the morning it was still connected, and it's been fine since. So Yeah, I wouldn't install it into the printer without verifying first that it is going to work correctly. But yeah, the good thing is if it's not going to work correctly, you can usually find out very quickly. It dropped off, I think, for most people within the first 5 to 10 minutes. All right, we've got these on. I keep waiting. The printers keep getting better and letting me do less work each year. Are you still loving the bamboo sky down? It's crazy. I mean, 3D printing is nuts. Like, I keep thinking we've hit the pinnacle of what desktop 3D printing is going to look like, and then another year passes, and I'm like, nope, couldn't be farther from the truth. They should all come with antennas, Zombie. Definitely install the antenna. The bamboo is a cheat code. Hey, the bots are back. Yeah, the bamboo's nuts. I've been having issues with my bamboo, actually. I've been working with them to figure out what's going on, but something with the top layer on my parts is not printing correctly. And I had a slight issue with it before, but now it's like every time. So I've done some basic maintenance stuff, and they just had me run basically like a resonance compensation on the x-axis where it went across the whole thing, and they said they saw that there was quite a bit of like tension on the X on the carbon rods. And so I cleaned it with some IPA per their recommendation, and there was some debris on it, but it still seems to have the issue. So we'll see. Uncle Jesse got an early unit that had some problems, and then he's got 2 Kickstarter units that he backed and said the Kickstarter units seem to be working much better. So maybe there was some more changes internally on the Kickstarter units compared to what I had. I don't know. Top layer, yeah, top layer flow is kind of it. I can show you guys actually. This is basically what's happening to nearly every print. So the sides, let's see here. The sides look pretty good, right? Like I don't have any complaints on the sides, I think they're fine. The top layer is not right. See that? It's kind of like a grid pattern, and no matter what I do, speed, setting, material, it just has a rough top surface. And it almost looks like it's under extruded, but they said that the LiDAR seems fine. They checked that. And so they're thinking that maybe it's the x-axis that's got the friction that's causing the lines to like kind of extrude on top of each other, but that didn't seem to fix it, so I don't know. But yeah, it's strictly, the sides are fine. Like the sides on all the parts are fine. It just, the top layer is wrong. Like it's not a nice looking top layer. So yeah, it seems like a flow thing. I completely agree. I've tried tweaking just about everything on it, but the support team, I figured if the support team can't instantly figure it out or figure it out by now, then there's probably something off with it. I've said if they want to, I'm happy to RMA the unit to them if they want to do some internal testing. But yeah, right now it's just chilling, which kind of sucks because I was hoping to crank out a lot of ABS parts on it. And I went as far as buying their ABS to make sure that it wasn't just some sort of weird thing going on with the third-party ABS I was using. Same exact results. That red was their ABS. Run a Swatch truck, damn it, Zombie. You could try cleaning the camera and sensor. Yeah, I mean, they looked at the output of the LiDAR sensor and said it looked normal. So I don't know. I'm kind of just doing what they say. I'm like, you guys are the tech support team. So, Zombie. I will print a Swatch truck, run a proper flow test. Well, the thing is, you can only calibrate flow so much on this machine because so much of it's automated. Like, I don't know of any way in the slicer or firmware to basically say, hey, ignore the tuning that you run with the LiDAR and just let me adjust flow for top, walls, bottom, all that stuff. You can't do that. There's just like a general flow that you can adjust, but I played around with it a lot and it didn't make any difference at all. At least not in a good way. Okay, L-shaped clamp, base to bed bracket. So we need these, and we are using M3. Let's see, where's the brackets? Brackets are here. Okay, so they're going like that. And are we going, okay, bolt head down. Cool. All right, so next we are gonna install these guys, which they all go in the same way. Basically, the part with the opening faces upright, the part with the 2 holes lines up right here, and then we're gonna be dropping, what are they, M3 by 10, so the longer guys, like this, maybe? Yep. And then we will get a nut. What line width is on the top? I will have to check. I rolled out so many things, Raj. I originally thought it was maybe a partial clog. So I took everything apart, checked the extruder. I was like, nope, extruder's good. Then I thought, okay, maybe it's a nozzle thing, and I had a spare hot end, so I swapped in a brand new hot end. I mean, everything, like hot end with a thermistor and heater cartridge and everything. I just swapped out the entire thing. I was like, screw it. Let's see if we can at least narrow it down to where on the printer the issue is. And nope, same thing. So I'm really at a loss. I think, or my theory after the things I had checked was that it was an issue with the LiDAR sensor. I think that's when I approached them, was like, hey, I think something's up with the LiDAR on mine or whatever, but they have had me export like 3 different logs after running different tests. They're like, no, the LiDAR seems fine. There's nothing funky in here. So I don't know, man. I will let everybody know once I do know. I wonder if I'm supposed to fully tighten these or if I'm going to adjust these later. I'm going to tighten these right now just so that way if I forget to tighten them later, they're tightened. I know myself and how distracted I get. And if I don't tighten these nuts now, at some point I'll wonder why things aren't working, and then I'll remember that my nuts are loose. Oh, come on, guy. Okay. We're gonna rinse and repeat for the other ones. What line width is the top? Yeah, I'll have to check Zombie. I have been printing ABS a lot. Just got my energetic texture bed for PI. We'll try PTG with that. Yeah, PTG should work really great on that. I didn't say anything because I didn't think they wanted me to show them, but I've seen them post now on social media, so I don't care anymore. But Wham Bam, they have been working on Bamboo. It's smooth PEI, which I know some don't like smooth PEI, some do love it. I'm excited to have both. It seems to me like, I think the final version they're going with will be 2 lips on the front and not the style that the Bamboo Lab X1 came with, because it doesn't seem like there's any need to have that, and having 2 tabs makes it a bit easier to remove. And then I also have the energetic that I ordered off of AliExpress that I was super excited to show up, and then once I started having the issues, I was like, great. Because I've got, again, the 2.4, I was hoping to crank out parts on that for, and then there's another build we're doing too that I was also hoping to crank out parts, so it's been a little bit inconvenient. But yeah. You'll probably have to adjust once the belts are on. I figured as much, because there's slots and not holes. I figured it's probably like a tension or alignment thing, but well, I'll still tighten them for now, just again, so that way I know when I loosen them. Clamp. So that I know when I loosen them. I know what I'm saying. I tighten them now, so that way when I loosen them later, I don't have to worry. Or I'll remember, something like that. Have you gotten the warning that they can't tell if the bed is on correctly? I have gotten a warning, yes, basically because it's a different type of bed. I don't know if the warning is exactly that it can't tell if the bed's on correctly, but there's definitely like a first layer warning, which I think is just due to either the color difference, because their beds are black, or if it's a texture difference or what exactly. But yeah, it always, when I was experimenting with the third-party sheets, it does give a warning. But from what I have seen and from feedback I've seen in others, it doesn't seem to actually affect performance. Oh, cool, nice. Did you end up finding it on AliExpress, Aggie? Nice. I mean, not AliExpress, Amazon, I'm assuming, if you're getting it Monday. Oh, come on, dude. M3 nuts and my fingers are not friends. There we go. Oh, sweet. I wonder if Skydown, you'll get a warning. I think the warning might actually be related to the like QR code thing that's on the bed. Oh, maybe not. That's the calibration board. Yeah, I'm not really sure. You'll have to report back, Skydown, whether you get any kind of bed warning with their bed. I'm not really sure what's. I assumed it was a color thing because it's, you know, gold PEI or whatever, that the LiDAR is having an issue seeing the contrast compared to like the black or gray that their bed is, but it could be something completely different. All right. Maybe the full calibration is affected by this, and now you have problems. I returned, so when I reached out to Bamboo Labs about the issues with mine, they were able to tell based off of the LiDAR. They're like, this doesn't look right. Like, I've never seen a bed like this before. And I was like, okay, cat's out the bag. I'm playing around with a third-party bed. And so they had me go back to, the stock bed and redo everything, and it's the same way. So I don't think it's because of the bed. But yeah, that would certainly have been something to check, or was something to check, that it wasn't the bed causing issues. No, I'm getting the error with their bed, but I've been printing. Oh, weird. Yeah, generally with the warnings, they have a lot of warnings, and I ignore a lot of them. I just feel like I've been printing so long that, and like the printer's not usually giving me feedback, and it's fine that, unless it's something that's like, hey, you're something just really bad, in most instances I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Plus, I'd also seen in the Discord others mentioning that they were getting certain warnings, and I think with an update too, people were getting more warnings with an update. Did you try slicing from a different computer? I did, yeah. I tried both on Windows and Mac, and I also tried, throughout the process of this, I think they released a new version of Bamboo Studio, so I also swapped versions as well. It's definitely hardware, man. It's gotta be hardware. I feel like mine had kind of issues from the beginning, and granted they showed their face in a different manner. Mine was just, it seemed like with ABS that the flow is off on the top layer, which I talked about in my first video. And they basically said that they were working on their flow algorithm and all this stuff. But then I saw other people getting their Kickstarter-backed printers, and they were printing ABS parts for like borons and stuff, and their top layers were looking beautiful. And so that threw me off. I was like, well, I'm using the latest, what's going on? So I'm wondering if mine always had a slight hardware issue that maybe has just gone from like, it kind of affects every certain model, certain geometries, and ABS with the shrinkage was more of an issue, to like being this, I don't really know. This is total theories. I don't know. But yeah, I have tried. I've heard Polymaker cardboard spools seem to be having issues. Did you have this too? Polymaker spools do have issues, not related to like the printability of it. It's the, so let me see, I've got one right here. It's easier to show. So this is a Polymaker spool. Their latest cardboard spools that they currently use. When you buy a spool of Polymaker filament, the filament typically goes nearly to the edge of the cardboard. All the other ones I have are in boxes, so take my word for it. Nearly goes to the edge, and so because of the shape of it, when you have it in there, that filament strand kind of pushes against the feeding assembly in the AMS and makes it where it does not feed well. So your options are usually, don't use the AMS with Polymaker filament and just feed directly from the back. If you're just doing single extrusion, it's fine. Or if you use a little bit of the spool up, like this one's got a little bit used up now, there's a slight gap, it's no longer an issue. But when it's completely full, yeah, it is. It's the same thing for protopasta. And then, what else? Printed solid just straight up doesn't fit in the AMS. So it's, no, it shouldn't be the cardboard. It's just the size. Like even if it was hard plastic, if they kept the exact same shape, it would still have the same issues. On mine, it's been the filament, how far it goes out on the spool, just pushing up against like the feeder system that kind of tangles it up. If the top layer has issues, then theoretically the bottom solid layer should have issues as well. My bottom, that's funny to say out loud. My bottom layers look perfect. So, which makes me think again, like all the extrusion on this is golden, other than top layer just looks wrong, like really bad. So here's, I don't know how well you can, let's see, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that's my bottom. The bottom layer is great. It's like beautiful. There's no under extrusion. It's like buttery smooth on their surface. It is, and again, sides are fine to me as well. This is printing at really quick speeds, like, I don't know, 250 millimeters a second with their default high acceleration. It's literally just the tops, which is driving me crazy because it all looks good. And I get to the top and I'm like, no. It's overloaded, like too much line on a fishing reel. Exactly, Delmar. Also, have you made any progress since Monday on your Trident? What about the top side of the bottom layer? Top side of bottom layer, it seems fine, but it's also not solid. It's like 20% infill. Do not complain you don't pay for the printers. I do pay for the printers with time, which is, you know, how everyone pays for the printers essentially. They just put their time into a job. Well, this is, you know, part of my job. Maybe clean the nozzle, and no, I've swapped out entire hot end, nice, and the extruder. No progress yet, taking Saturday to focus on wiring. Gotcha. Yeah, I would take wiring slow. That's just, it is not something you want to rush through. Okay, next it says to take the L-shaped clamp base and the aluminum belt clamps. But belt clamps need to go through. Okay, we'll start with this. Belt clamps. Whoa. These guys. It's either saving for a driver's license. Oh my God, driver's license is $2,000 there? I don't know how much it is here, but when I got mine, it couldn't have been more than a couple $100, if that. I would get driver's license, man. Printers will always be there. I mean, driver's license will too, but the freedom that comes with getting your driver's license and being able to go places and jobs and stuff like that, I would for sure opt for a driver's license. Okay, so this is the belt clip or belt mechanism that's going to basically push this or push the belt into here and hold it in place. So we're gonna start off by, I'm not gonna fully tighten these, I'm just gonna loosely fit bolt through and then nut on the back. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them pretty loose because I want to be able to feed the belt through, and I'll probably have to loosen them even more. But I'll at least get the bolts and nuts into the right spots and then worry about tightening them after. Price tag of the SecKit, it depends on the configuration, but this configuration right here is right at 1,000 US. You can spend more if you go with high wind rails instead of basically no name rails. And you can also spend less, like I think you can self-source the controller as well as the hot end and extruder if you want to. Sorry guys, I checked. You ordered Bamboo's filament. Did it come with a spool? It didn't come with a spool. So I ordered 2 spools of Bamboo Labs filament. Here's one. One of them, they basically come like this. They've got a little sticker, so you've got the NFC tag. And the instructions were pretty damn great as far as how to properly get it onto their master spools. They had sent me a couple master spools originally, and some made the travel or the trip and some didn't. So I ended up ordering a master spool. I think the master spools from them were $5 or $6. So I just figured, I figured that it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I just ordered one to have like for ABS specifically. Hey, what's up, Kevin? I get free public transport because I'm a student. Well, that's nice at least. I mean, it depends, right? If you are wanting to save up for a car, like I got my permit pretty early on, but I didn't get to drive. I think it was my grades that was an issue. I don't know, man. When I was, let's go from the bottom. I think we'll use tweezers or needle nose pliers. My junior to senior year was when I was like getting in a lot of trouble. So I don't really know what the deal was, but I was supposed to be able to drive much earlier on, and then either my parents didn't let me because of everything going on, or my grades or something like that. But it was a while until I was actually able to drive. Let me go like this. Public transportation, though, at least in most of the states, kind of sucks. So once I was at least once I graduated high school, which I graduated at 17 just because my birthday falls on the borderline and my parents started me early, I was driving pretty much right after that. I needed to for work. Hey, what's up, Ted? Joel is also live. Yeah, everybody's live right now. The Apple Watch, Dutch, it's the SE2. So I had bought Erin the SE for her birthday last year, for her 30th, and she's not really techie, like, at all. She's just doesn't really use computers. I mean, basic social media stuff on her phone, but like she writes everything down on pen and pad. Complete opposite of me, honestly. But I was like, I think she'd really like getting an Apple Watch. What am I doing? I gotta go from the top. And so I got her the SE, and she loves it. It's like probably one of her favorite gifts ever, for everything from like tracking steps to whatever, answering phone calls and stuff. And so she asked me what I wanted for my 30th, and then she asked, I think she came up with the idea, because I was like, I don't know, just something cool or something that you I'm really like, for me with gifts, like I'm big on it's the thought that counts. So it's kind of just like, you know, well, whatever. And so she asked if I wanted to get the an Apple Watch, and I was looking at like the Series 8 and the Ultra and the SE2, since they'd all just come out like right when she'd asked. But for me, like there wasn't much of anything that the other ones did that I really cared that much about that this one didn't. The always on screen, I could see that being kind of cool, but honestly, this thing's been great for me, and it's allowed me to not have to have my phone on me all the time. And if I'm like out in the garage working on stuff and my phone's nowhere to be found, Erin can get a hold of me, which has been really nice. Buying car over buying RTX 4090. I'm doing great, Kevin. Thank you, man. Excited to be making some progress on this. We streamed Monday and it just kicked my butt, but I feel like I've got at least a little bit better of an idea of what I'm doing. So well, I think that Nero's doing his stream because he was gone at Earth and didn't get a chance to, and because Sovol announced their printer. Both him and Joel want to get their videos out because it's kind of like there's a lot of interest in that printer right now, the SV06. But yeah, normally Nero doesn't stream on Wednesdays. I think it's Tuesdays. What is his schedule normally? Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays? I put different cables on the Z motor and my belt system works great now. Nice. So when are you going to do powder based? Man, when it becomes even remotely affordable for your average Joe, or if a company reaches out and wants to, but like, it's just, so like, I mean, I'm testing out, and we have tested out some premium 3D printers, and like the laser I'm testing out is quite expensive, but generally I try to stick with what I think would be like hobbyist to maybe small business. And I feel like most of the SLS stuff is still like so industrial. I think the exception to that, would be the, is it called the Lisa, the Sinterit Lisa from, Formlabs, right? Formlabs is the ones that makes that. I think there's kits you can do around 2000, probably wrong on that, but yes, oh, interesting. I didn't know there was kits. Yeah, the only one I've seen that seems like it could be, why does it seem harder on this side to get these installed? Yeah, Formlabs has, I think, the Sinterit Lisa is what it's called, and I want to say it's like $10,000 or something like that. Which is, you know, expensive compared to an Ender 3 or a Prusa or even a Voron, but it's very affordable compared to what SLS machines have generally cost in the past. I think that Fabrico orders the parts, the SLS parts that he sells. If he has an SLS printer somewhere secretly, I'm gonna be hitting him up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the ones he has are ordered elsewhere. I know he does have some machinery though, like he has a fiber laser, because he sent me a nozzle that had been fiber lasered, which I was like, that's crazy. Son of a gun, come on. It's the final nut. We did it. All right, so these are all on. These ones, again, I'm definitely leaving loose. We have to do the back one as well. Let's see. Next birthday will be January, and I will be 40. I think I deserve a new printer. I think 40, if there's ever a birthday, 40 is definitely one that you should go big with. We threw like a massive tiki birthday party for my dad for his 40th. I remember it was absolutely awesome. I'm sure that if I hadn't moved out of the state, we probably would have done something pretty cool for my 30th, but generally I'm pretty low key. I like for my bachelor party or bachelor night, I went over to my best friend's house and we had a couple beers and a cigar and just watched YouTube. And like, I think we played a video game or something like that. Like, it was pretty low key. When I was younger, I did a lot of like running around and just, I don't know, hanging out and partying and stuff. And so like, I'm just, most events now, I'm just like, I just kind of want really low key. All right, let's see if I can fit my fingers. 40 printers for 40 years. I saw an original MakerBot Thingomatic for 80 bucks for sale. You might want to turn scaling up on that TV. Oh, am I squinting? Yeah, I can show you guys. It's not very large. It's small. I mean, the TV is not super small. It's like 40 inches, which is plenty for here, but the chat is quite small. That's funny. I didn't realize I was squinting. My only issue is when I scale it, it scales, I believe it scales all of my Chrome monitors. Yeah. Oh, that is nuts. Yeah, it scales up everything. So I'll have to do something where I just scale the TV. Need to increase the font for yourself. How do I do it? Someone help me. I've never, let's see. I haven't really figured out chat. Moderator, participate. Hey, what's up, Panzer? I'm pretty sure it's called the Lisa. Let me, hold on a second here. Formlabs, I'm almost positive it's the Lisa. Formlabs, Lisa. Center at Lisa, that's it. Look at that, Center at Lisa Pro versus the Formlabs. Oh, interesting. So Formlabs is the Fuse one. I was wrong then. So it's the Center at Lisa is the company. Or no, maybe it's not. Center it is also. No, it's gotta be a competitor. Center it. Yeah, so it's a different company. Center it's the company that makes the Lisa. It's pretty cool looking. It's got a bright, colorful, it's basically just like a colorful box. Kind of looks like a gaming PC of sorts. Yeah, the parts are awesome though. I got to see a printed part off of one of these at a show and was just like, ah, they're beautiful. Accompanied 3 parallel streams today, Modbot, Nero, and Joel. It would be fun if we could all combine our streams into, I don't know how, like there's not a good system to do that, but I have the Soval SV06 as well, and probably would have been happy to talk about what's going on with mine on stream as they're doing theirs, but streamer power combined, yeah. Like the Power Rangers combining into one large. I didn't really watch Power Rangers at all growing up, but I do remember my neighbor across the street had a movie on, and I know that they can join into like a massive thing. I didn't grow up with Power Rangers though, at all. Ah, come on. I feel like this would have been, oh no, I couldn't have put this on before. What am I saying? These are not super fun to get on. Megazoid, maybe. Modbot, you should set up so Nero and others can send people over here when they end their streams. I don't know how to do that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The only thing is though, normally we don't stream at the same time, and I kind of did that by design. Oh, come on, not. I'm probably gonna bust out the tweezers. I did that by design to sort of try to respect others' time slots, but I understand that like it's impossible. There's so many streams going on. But normally it's not a not an issue or not a thing, but I think because of Earth it sort of threw off everybody's schedules. But yeah, you're right. I should set that up. I remember when they announced it, and then it just never did anything with it. All right, let's see if this works a little better. Okay, that was way better. Tweezers, people. Look up live redirect. Joel usually streams later. Make sure you smash. Yeah, please hit the like button. Our new target is 100. If we can hit 100, and right now we're at 33, so we're a long ways away. But today, I'll give it a pass today, given that there's a lot of streams going on. Well, we hit 100 a couple of weeks in a row, which was super cool. But yeah, Joel usually streams pretty late. Usually his streams are late, so I could see this being a much better time for more people to join. All right, much easier with tweezers. Should have used them from the beginning. Well, time for me to go to get a shower and hit the bed. Have a fun stream. Have a good day, night, chat, and mom. Bye. Hey, have a great night, Iggy. Make sure you're around next Wednesday, man. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be doing some final prep stuff for the stream. Erin won't be able to join because she's got work and it's a new job and I don't think she should call off to help with the stream. So it's just gonna be me. So hopefully you guys can put up with me. But I'm gonna figure, I have an idea in my head that I think will make it fun for at least the giveaway side of things. And it'll be a cool hangout stream. The picture-in-picture is transparent. That's why it had a weird streaking in it. Yes, it is transparent. I need someone to remind me after stream to fix that. That's the hardest part, trying to decide who to watch live and who to watch later. Yeah. Next week is party pizza with or without pineapple and any other snacks you want. Yeah, I am absolutely getting pizza next week and it's going to be a ton of fun. We'll hang out, talk about 3D printing, do giveaways. It'll be very, very cool. I'm excited. Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy hump day. All right, where are we? Cool. Printed bed fixed mount. That's the last thing we need to put on is this little guy right here. And hopefully I have these. I'm assuming I do, so I printed out all the parts. Okay, I'm throwing this out because this is printed with the wrong tolerances. Huh, where are those little parts? No, this part's also broken. Monkey's crying at my door. So, did they change the fixed bed mount? Hey, what's up, Rod? The bed mount is plastic. Yes. Wait, is it not printed? No, it is STL, yeah. Yeah, 100% infill. Pretty much everything for this is 100% infill. Okay, so they do look like that. Where the heck are mine then? Okay, I somehow didn't print those. Awesome. All right, well, let's fire these off really quick. I've got, let me see here what these look like. This should be a really quick print. Printer, mean green. That looks fine. Filaments, we're doing 250, it's fine. 105, 105. Cooling I ended up turning off. There's no overhangs on these parts. Perimeters, we'll do 5 all around. 100% infill, 0.2 is fine. That's fine. Skirt and brim is cool. Speeds should be fairly slow. We're gonna drop it down like 100 millimeters a second for these. All right. I don't understand how these didn't get printed out, but all right, we're gonna scale these up to 100.5. That seems to be working really well. And then we'll print an extra one. Slice. 40 minutes. All right, we'll find something to do in the meantime. Let me make sure that I've got the bed cleared. It's really small, not 100% needed, even for the one print. The ball rides on the metal, and the plastic just keeps. Oh, interesting. It's really small, not 100% needed, even for the one. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I only need one? What? Where are we? Pause. Oh, left front only. Wait, maybe. This is it. That's what was throwing me off. This is it. We've got it. We don't even need to print it. I think that because these instructions were saying to do these things for all the bed brackets, like align them to the block, put the L clamp on, and the belt portion of it, that I assumed it was for all of them. So it's not, and we're good. So it says it needs to go onto the front left. It's fixed in the front bracket, the right point. Floats in a slot, allowing the bed to thermally expand. Gotcha. The rear point floats. Okay. So we're gonna use M3 by 10 washer. Good to know. Thank you. Use the bamboo lab. We're not using the bamboo lab. He only needs one for the build. There's spares for when he drops. Thanks, Luke. Gotta get your material shrinkage factored out. For materials, much easier than trying to remember to scale. Well, it hasn't been an issue at all for me prior to this build. Like whenever I'm printing out Voron parts, which is the primary thing I'm printing ABS in, I just print it, you know, at 100%. But I could definitely see that being, like, if I'm designing something that other people are going to print and they might be printing it in other materials, I could see that being really important. Okay, washer's on top. But yeah, Zombie was talking about that yesterday, applying a shrinkage factor to the material. Okay, so on this one, it looks like they have it on back left, so this guy. Born designed for ABS to skill. Yeah, I guess most of the time I'm printing what is supposed to be printed in the material it's recommended for. I'm sure there's been exceptions to that, but it's certainly something to consider, especially if I'm going to be printing ABS out of things that were designed for like PLA. Fasten the fixed nut to the front left. You can always adjust the position later. Okay, so we are fastening it, so we'll grab one nut. But yeah, actually, prior to Zombie mentioning it in yesterday's stream, or Monday's stream, feels like it was yesterday, I didn't know that it was even a part of Super Slicer. I just never paid attention to it. I've always just kind of scaled on the model level. All right, we'll just tighten this in place for now. I'm assuming we'll have to adjust it once. Why are we not tightening? That's fine. We'll just leave it like that. I don't need scaling and pre-slicer. It's actually a bigger part than I thought. I normally print extras with small parts. Yeah, this is bigger than I thought too. And I think that's part of the reason why when I looked in the bag, I just didn't see it. It looked much smaller in CAD versus actual part. FL Sun mic is back. Oh, did I press on the microphone? Sorry, I'm doing my best. Sorry, guys. Do you know why the success rate of printing ABS on a CoreXY is better than any bed slingers? I don't think that's the case at all, actually. The motion system shouldn't really have a factor on the success of the printed part. It's usually rigidity and speed is what you're getting out of the CoreXY. As long as the bed slinger is tuned and doesn't like that airflow while printing. As long as it's tuned and enclosed, it shouldn't really be an issue. I guess air movement, the bed does whip back and forth, but as long as the enclosure is hot enough and you've soaked it, it shouldn't be an issue. I printed all of the V0.1 parts on bed slingers, and it was no problem at all once I had my settings dialed in. Bedroom model somewhere is moved. A CoreXY, even not enclosed, moves less air. I guess that's fair. I would think that it being warm air though, since it's just kicking around the air that's inside of an enclosure, wouldn't have much effect on it. I suspect draft shields are more important on a bed slinger, even if an enclosure. I've got successful open air prints, deployment ABS. I don't like doing open air ABS prints. It's just too much of a wild card for me. If it's a small flat part, like on the FL Sun Super Racer, no, the V400, I did print out a couple small parts for the switch wire when we were doing the mod, but they were really small. Like, I mean, I would say 10 millimeters tall. Okay, fixed bed mount left, fixed bed mount right. Aggressive music. Okay, so I did do these. And we need the planetary gearbox Z steppers. 2GT pulley 16T. Okay, sweet. So we're gonna install the Z motors. Sorry, ears, I'm bending. I'm bending towards the mic. All right. One thing I'm curious about. Switch wire seems as reliable as my V0 0.4, and all are enclosed. Yeah, my switch wire has probably been the best ABS printer I've ever gotten. I would maybe say the Bamboo if mine had printed ABS well from the beginning, but it just wasn't the case. Okay, so I don't know which direction we want the motors to be in. I'm thinking I'm gonna do plug downward. Seems like there's enough. Let me see here. Seems like there's plenty of space. We'll try one and see. So, grab that. We also need the pulleys. All right, so let's get these installed really quick. Hey, nice. Thanks for renewing your membership. 5 months, that's crazy. Because we didn't even have memberships until, I think it was, well, yeah, the 1,000 no, it was after the 1,000 it was the 1,000 subscriber stream. So it's been April. So basically May, June, July, August, September. It's pretty much since the beginning. My 0.1 is great for ASA. It worked. It's not perfect, but it worked. Now I just gotta reprint all of them. 2.4. That was built to be enclosed. I couldn't get a good print ABS. Even putting bags or boxes or lacking closures around them. I had pretty good luck with the hot box from Wham Bam. Because I didn't have the space for an enclosed printer permanently, really, it was a really nice solution for me. I haven't used it since building like the V0s and the Switchfire now, but the hotbox did work pretty damn well for me. Hey, what's up, bruv? I am doing great. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Why is this not fitting on here?
Just because.
Thank you very much for the donation, nice. Why is this not fitting? Is there different sized? Oh, interesting. There's different sized ones, it seems. I guess the motor shaft of the other motors is different than this one. And it looks like they pretty much just want it flush, so based off of the drawing. So we'll just go ahead and drop it down, make sure that one of these is aligned with the flat portion. Hey, thanks, G Funny. Ted, you got a membership. Thank you, G Funny. Holy crap. Thank you very much, bruh, for the 279 Canadian and Panzer for the 129 Swedish kroner. That's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Alright, so this one should be good. Interesting motors with the gearbox on them. I've never used anything like this. I'm imagining this is going to help the bed stay in place probably once you, oh, and then the bots are back. Once the power is killed. Alright, so one down. Let's see, this one we tried, it wasn't a fit. Ow, I scratched. Jeez, careful, scratched the crap out of my knuckle on this thing. Alright, two done. We gotta figure out which one is the correct one. I think I threw them back in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The bore on one of these is way bigger. Let's see if I can show you guys. When you see them side by side, it's like, oh yeah, those are not even close. Yeah, so the one towards the end of my fingertip is substantially smaller than the larger one that we need for these motors. I have those gearboxes on my belt printer for the Z. What belt printer do you have, Nice? 8mm versus 5mm, yeah, massive difference. I don't know that I've used any with 8mm before. I probably have and just never realized it because the printer build probably had the same size for all the motors, and so I just didn't notice. Right. Okay, those are in place, and now I'm going to, yeah, I think plug, unless there's an image, hold on. Let's see really quick if there's an image of the bottom side of this machine anywhere so I can see, but otherwise I'm thinking we'll have the motor plug just facing downward because I think we've got enough depth. always disconnect check clarity. Oh, here we go. Okay, so they don't. So we'll do this. So back one facing towards back, and then the other ones are facing inwards towards the printer's wall. I'm glad I checked. I don't know that it would have mattered, but if there's an image, we'll try our best to follow it. I have a build Piper. Oh, sweet. The Piper is the ones that use, I believe the Piper, yeah, EMT pipes. It's the same stuff that's used on like the conduit, right? It's the same stuff that's used on the MPCNC. I remember seeing the Piper, but it's been a while. Like, there's a couple variations of the Piper. I don't think I've heard that printer name in a while. Okay, so for these we need M3x10s, and we've already got the nuts in place. So we will trying to think about the easiest way to do this. Tilting it, or should I start by getting the printed part in? I think we'll do this. We'll tilt this. Yeah, tilting's gonna be easiest. We'll start with you know what? Let me spin this. I think it's more. I think the bottom would be better to see because the top's just screws. Bottom's where the motors are going to be mounted. Autofocus is tripping out. What's new? Okay. So, M3x10s, where are you? These are 6s. I'm tripping. These are 8s. Come on, guys. There you are. M3x10. And for these ones, it doesn't say to use. Huh, interesting. It says 6mm bore on these G20. I don't think I have my calipers here, but I just saw that the planetary is 6, so maybe it's 6 and I don't know. It looks like a much bigger difference than that. I think you're right. I think it's 8mm versus 5, but it's weird that it says 6mm bore. Any ideas on the ratio of the gearbox compared to 2.4, which is 5:1? I don't know. I can check really quick one thing here. But yeah, I don't know the gear ratio on these. We'll see if it says. Cube repository, it would be here. Nope. Where is, there we go, features, motion, wobble-free belts, linear guides, frame, bed, electronics. Meanwhile, BMG, 4-part, nope. I don't see it. I think the motors are just XY. Yeah, no, I don't know, sorry. I'm sure I could ask or find out, or someone know. The group's still active, currently working on the CoreXY with flying gantry. Nice. Not really, Sim. We're making some progress on the bed. Got to check out these pretty cool looking motors. All right, so we are going like this, and we said we want that to go inward. Please don't break. Everybody, good, happy printer thoughts, please. Okay, first one went in. I'm not gonna fully clamp it yet. Happy printer thoughts. All right, seems like second one's going in. Yeah, small boy stepper. Adorable stepper. I've never used a stepper like this before. There's quite a few firsts on this machine for me. The installing or building an actively heated chamber using a steel frame. I don't have any printers that tram themselves, so that's really cool. It's got a 3-point trammed bed. What else is new on this for me? I feel like there's more. Chamber thermistor. I guess the Bamboo supposedly has one, but I don't know where it's actually located in the machine. It doesn't seem to be. Let me really quick check. That looks pretty damn aligned to me. I don't know. Yeah, it looks good to me. We'll leave it like, well, so basically pushing them all the way in seems correct. Was there going to be a pulley maker? Yes, yes. Have we been streaming? Holy crap. Yeah, thank you very much. There is a giveaway today. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's nuts. Yes, thank you very much. We are doing a giveaway today. Let me get that posted. We'll leave it open for 30 minutes, so we'll do 10 minutes after roughly now. Link, short link. Yeah, so if you have not entered before, which I think most everyone has, I'm going to be posting in chat a form where if you enter it in, we are going to be drawing a spool of polymaker filament, and shipping's anywhere. I'll basically email or Discord message you after the stream the winner, and yeah, you can pick PETG, PLA, ASA, any color that you want, and they will get that shipped out. Thanks for reminding me. Definitely. Usually Alien's the one that gets on my case about that, but he had to take off early. Yeah, time has gone by really quick today. If we can get completely done with the Z-axis, like having all the belts routed and stuff, I'll feel pretty good about that. I was hoping to get some of the XY done, but I think I talked just a little bit too much to maybe get through that. Okay, so I have this fairly tight. As always, it's a printed part and I'm scared, so it's tight, hand tight. I'm not gonna put my shoulder into it. Then we'll do the same thing down below. Let's scoot this back a little bit. That's where we're going with the next one. One thing I should check is that the cable lengths are the same. Those look identical, so we should be good. Like that. Seems like that would be a good machine part. Yeah, these little belt mounts, definitely. It would be a pretty thick part to cut out, but I'm curious if this is something that when I learn the CNC machine better, because I did pick up the Makita trim router for it to replace the really kind of small spindle that it came with. I wonder if that's something that I'd be able to machine out if I took it slow. The hardest part, I think, will be the pockets, like the corner pockets on this. I think, but you know what? I could probably, oops, I'm turning this. I could probably slightly modify the part to make it a little bit easier to machine too. Okay, so we're leaving that one kind of loose. Oh yeah, if it was aluminum, it would also help remove heat. It'd be interesting to see how hot these get. I mean, they are just the Z-axis, but if I have Z-hopping on for the entirety of the print, I'm curious to see how well it'll do with heat. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think they probably didn't go with steel because it's not going incorrectly. I think they probably didn't go with steel because all this is sort of sheet metal, and I don't, maybe they just couldn't bend or cut it in a way that would work. Although I don't know, I feel like they could have done something. I don't know. But yeah, totally. It would make sense to have that machine, both for just the rigidity of the part and to have it double up as a heat sink to remove heat from the motors. Okay, second screw's in. Still looking for a Modbot STL to print. Maybe this winter I will learn to model in Fusion 360. There is a, Skydown, there is a Modbot robot. There's two versions of them. There's one that has the head on, which requires supports because he's got a huge blockhead. And then there's another version that has the head missing, so you can print it separately and kind of glue it on after. It's on things. I can probably link it in a little bit here. We're at 41 likes. Our goal is 100. We're a little bit further away. Let's see. 42 likes. Well, there's 32 people here, so it's possible that all 32 have liked the video. And if you have, thank you. And if you have not, please do. Cool, thanks for posting the link, G-Funny. Yeah, I had Chaos Cortec designed it. Gosh, I think the Discord server was around, so it was in the last probably year and some change here. I really wanted it to not require supports, but there just wasn't really any good way because of his big head without completely changing up, you know, like how the robot looked. I have a cheap Chinese router on my MPC-NC. It's still great. Nice. Oh, so you do have an MPC-NC. Maybe that's why. You said to your wife that might not want you to get a printer for your 40th, but it sounds like you've got one of everything. Oh, Malcolm UC49? Okay. I think there's a delay on likes on my end. Alright, that one's in. Looks good. Let's get the last one mounted right here. Worked out for the support video. Oh yeah, you remember that? I think it was the Prusa Slicer paint-on supports. That's right, I used the robot because the auto-generated supports made it really tough, and so I did the paint-on supports in Prusa Slicer and blocked a segment where it couldn't generate supports, so you can easily get your thumb in there and kind of remove it. That's funny that you remember that. Don't have a laser and don't have an SLA. Okay, well then I guess you have a pass. So you're allowed to you're allowed to get more. Okay, so on this one, direction goes like this, goes like this, and it looked like the plug was going towards the back. I should probably get these out. I'm pretty sure as soon as I get this mounted, the next thing we're doing is routing the belts. What I don't know is if the belts are cut to length or if I'm cutting them. I have a feeling I'm cutting them, but we'll see. That one's in. It's still loose, but that's fine. Slide this out of the way. Is the PSU on this thing properly grounded? Yeah, so the PSU, I mean, it has a ground on it, right? But there's a part, I was just talking to 3D Print General about his, you ground it to the frame. So yeah, it should be properly grounded. Hey, what's up, Jose? Did you find a solution to increase the bitrate on your Apple devices? I didn't. I Googled it after I had messaged you that night saying, hey, is there a way to do this on Apple? And I didn't see anything, honestly. The only things I saw were related to actual music production. So like if you're creating music, how to output it at, you know, like certain qualities or bit rates. But no, I didn't see anything like what was available for Windows. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it certainly didn't come up in my my Google search. All right, 2 more bolts, and then the motors are in, and we'll flip it back over, and we will work on getting the belts installed. If my neck is pinching the mic, sorry in advance to headphone users. Also, for anyone that just showed up, we're doing the Polymaker giveaway in 20 minutes. We're running, the form is available right now, but we're running a little bit late because I forgot to open the giveaway. Time to run Linux. No, no thank you. I tried Linux years ago and it just was not my cup of tea. Ugh. At this point, I feel comfortable enough with, you know, I've used Windows for most of my life, and for the last few years, I've been Mac for all of the video editing stuff, and I feel proficient enough with those operating systems. I don't think I have the brain space to learn another. I need to stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Have a great night's sleep, bud. All right, last 2 screws. It's a very awkward angle the way I've got my arm right now. Oh man, it's a stream jumping too. Yeah, we all decided to stream at the same time. Linux is nice for power users, but still isn't good enough for the average user. SteamOS is making it better for gaming, but general desktop is still lacking. SteamOS seems pretty cool. That's what ships on the Steam Deck, right? Okay, this one bolt is being a jerk. I think I got it. Okay, we should be good. Motors are all, oh, what's happening? Motors are all attached. We'll turn this way. Let's put the cables underneath to not pinch all of them. Goodbye cables. Goodbye cables. Okay, I think we got them all underneath. Ooh, a little stretch time. Oh. Nero tried to send you his viewers, but apparently your streaming account isn't following. Oh, interesting. Am I only following him on my main channel then? It's confusing having 2 channels. I will follow him now on here, so that way if it ever happens again, that's an option. Let's see. Nero. I feel like I would have followed him on both, but... Nope, I'm not. Okay, I'm subscribed now. Thanks for letting me know. So there's something for you to enable and follow and whatnot there. I think I wonder, I think I still have to enable. I think I still have to enable the ability, even if I'm subscribed to him, to share viewers. Correct, SteamOS is the OS on Stream Deck by default. It kind of depends on the distribution. Going with something like Ubuntu is really quite easy. My mom was running Ubuntu for a long time. Fewer problems than any. Thanks for letting me know, Christian. Other OS she has used. Yeah, Ubuntu was the one I played around with, and I don't mind it. There's just other things about it, and like a lot of the software, like having to use Wine to run Windows versions of things. Like it just, I don't know. I get if you don't have a current workflow for things that you do, I could see it being fine for like a general user. Like Erin would be fine on Ubuntu as long as she can get on some form of browser and check emails and stuff like that. She'd be fine, but. For me, with like the specific softwares that I use, I have to relearn so many things, which is just, I think, the difficulty of it. I think, Christian, that the chat is not working for you. Unless you meant to do 2 emojis, it probably deleted your text. Yes, you have to enable that or set so that anybody can do that. Let me see if I can figure it out really quick. YouTube Studio. Settings. Community, all channels can redirect to my content. Bam, live redirect. Cool. I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't want that, unless there's like a massive scammer that's got a scammer army that they redirect to my channel, but if that happens, we'll cross that bridge. Yeah, chat is being really funky. You don't want to run wine for stuff and sure it takes a while to find right programs to use. You should switch to open source for software already now. I like open source firmware, and I get its positive impact on so many different things, but I also have no problem using closed source and paying for closed source software at all. If it's more efficient for me, like I don't mind paying for it. Like Final Cut Pro is the editor I use on Apple, and I've used quite a few different editors over the years, and I am happy to pay for the proprietary Apple editor. I find it way more intuitive, and it just clicks with my brain better. Hey, what's up, Nuno? Happy Wednesday. Okay, 14 minutes left on the giveaway for the Polymaker filament. Let's see. If you have not smacked the like button, I know there's some new people here, please do. If we can somehow climb from 57 to 100, I will, I don't know, be super pumped. Chat will get gold stars. Do I use a feeler gauge for, no, paper method. I use paper method, man. I've always, from the beginning used it, and so I just feel very comfortable using it and then adjusting the Z baby steps as time goes on. Yeah, I tried Resolve. Resolve to me is just, there's too much in it. Because I'm not like a cinematographer doing all sorts of crazy effects and stuff like that, it just had so much stuff that I didn't need that was not, the way my brain works is like, in Final Cut, the sort of like expanding and contracting timeline works so well for me to sort of rapidly be able to knock stuff out. But I think it's great, and I typically recommend Final Cut, or no, Resolve for anybody that's new to editing because of the fact that it seems to be more and more of a standard. And again, it's super powerful. People are using it in like full-blown cinema movies. Okay, okay, so we've got these installed. Make sure your nuts are pressed deeply enough by testing the thread, yada yada. We've done that, we're happy there. If they break, no, we're good on that. Install the belt. Gates belts, 70 centimeters. 3 of them. Where are belts? Okay, here's belts. Make sure the top and bottom pulley are aligned with the belt clamp. The belt should not make clicking sounds in operation. Make sure both edges of the belt have the same tension by adjusting the position of the top pulleys. Okay, we'll do our best. I use Resolve, really liking it now. Yeah, a lot of people use Resolve. I'm pretty sure Tom uses Resolve. Maybe Stefan. I think Tom was originally on Adobe, and then I remember him talking about the switch. I've got a huge ruler in the garage I'm gonna grab to make this easier for me. One sec, guys. What's up, monkey? What are you doing? What are you doing with your ears, Bubba? Let me do that. Oops, dropped. Oh. What are you doing, handsome? I'm gonna leave my door open for you. Okay. Enter the massive metric ruler. I needed to measure a bunch of stuff, and the 300mm one was just not cutting it, so. Okay, so if we need it to be 70 millimeters, then we need 70 centimeters. It's gonna be 700 millimeters. So let's go from edge to edge, which is right about there. And then we need an extra 100, which right about there, but we're gonna cut, I'm gonna give them at least, I think 10 extra millimeters each. Oh wait, lay down the frame, pass the belt around the pulley. Maybe we should just do that. You don't, maybe that makes way more sense then. Hey, what are you doing in here, Bubba? You wanna say hi to the camera? Come here. Oh. Yeah, big boy. Look, he says, the mic. You're on the mic. You're on the mic, Bubba. He says hi. He was waiting outside the door. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I did shower. Monkey says hi. He just waits by the door all day for his mama to come home. Huh, you are the laziest dog I've ever met. I've met some lazy dogs in my day, dude. All right, Bubba. Great cuddler though, huh? Great cuddler. You can go relax, wait for your mama. Okay. He's a crazy dog. I love him, but he's a psycho. He's quite scary, actually. Okay, lay down the frame. We're gonna follow it exactly how it states. We're not gonna cut them. We're gonna lay it down to make sure we have the exact correct length for all of these. Excuse me. Excuse me, I don't want to step on you. No, he's just hanging out. You just gonna hang out in here now, huh? VR 1200, edit, FX, record video, Okay, so you don't need high belt tension on Z-axis as long as the belt teeth don't slip when you manually pull the bed. Tension is high enough. Too high tension reduces belt life. The Z-top pulley housing also acts as a belt tensioner. Okay, which we do know, and I have them. Yeah, I have them as loose as they can possibly be. Lay down frame, pass the belt to the top. Okay. Step 1 is missing. Looking at here. Okay, maybe that's supposed to be lay 1. Use a flathead screwdriver to help the belt pass through the hole. And then step 3. Insert the other end of the belt until both ends touch. All right, well, we got this. So start by doing this. Once I do 1, it'll be easy, I'm sure. Let me also, Monkey, you sit, I don't know if you guys can see him, let me see. What are you doing? What are you doing? You look so bummed out. You know Wednesdays are stream day, right? Every Wednesday, same time. It's been this way for a year now. Huh? Sorry, kiddo. He's like, he just wants to cuddle. Okay. So, belt's going in, and it looks like from the bottom, we are going like this. I'm gonna pull it over the motor, and it's going to go through here. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, it does. It goes like this. Okay. Huh, I thought I had these, interesting. I thought I had the screws loose enough to pass the belt through, but it looks like that is not the case. Let's see if I can loosen them without fully getting rid of them. Luke, I'm gonna take off. Need to finish packing and drive back to Virginia tonight. Oh man, have a safe trip, Luke. Just trying to, yeah. He very much so is like, just wanting to be attached to you at all times. Oh, I know. I'm goofball. I'm a goofball. Okay, so I need to loosen these two. So the bolts right here are actually for the belt clamp, but to get this whole thing to slide up and down, there's two bolts right here that earlier I tightened, and I don't remember who in chat told me I might need to loosen them when I install the belts, but you're absolutely right. This looks like it's the... Loosen these a turn. Loosen these a turn. There we go. I've got much more wiggle room. Monkey, stop licking. Stop licking, Bubba. Okay. And it says to use a flat head to pop it out. So we will do that as well. We'll try to. Come on, belt. You're so close to doing what you're supposed to. Yes. Cool. Okay. Belt's popped out like it's supposed to. Can I get you guys closer? I feel like I'm a little far away so you can see what's going on. There we go. Okay, so belt's popped out, and the other one needs to pass entirely through. So I shouldn't be tightening this yet. We'll leave this like that. And then we're going to... This feels like so much belt to feed through, but I guess we'll do it. It's just so much belt. Just so much belt. Okay, so the thing I'm not entirely certain about is okay, so it looks like it doesn't need to pass through it, the backside, so it basically just goes through the open hole. Oh, are you kidding me? It popped out. Alright, should be able to get it back. Well, the good news is that each one we do... Alright, nuts. We're losing nuts. The belt will get shorter. Okay, we're giving ourselves a little bit more slack, but it looks like now belt's just going to pass through the open hole behind. I'm not really worried about orientation right this second. Let's go back side cam. I got answers for 5 minutes, a monkey shows up. Oh, yeah, he's laying like he hasn't moved since we looked on the ground. I left he's super bummed because I left the front door closed so he can't look out for when mom comes home because he doesn't know how to behave himself and interesting. Okay, I'm gonna tighten these a little bit because I think that I'm at risk of the belt popping out again. Okay, so at least one of those are tight. He's also going to zoom out a little bit. I'm not sure that this way is easier than just measuring and cutting. I'm not... kind of think that maybe I should have... Oh, sorry, Bubba. Drop the belt on monkey. I feel like if I just had the length from the beginning, it would probably be easier than playing with so much belt. Okay, so we're still aligned, that's fine. And now I need to feed this. He said, "Where's Monkey?" Said, "Where's Lisa at?" Going over. And then technically I should be just pulling this entire thing through, if I'm not mistaken. So that's, pull this in at initial tension and then fasten the bolts. Wait a minute. Until both ends touch. Oh, interesting. So you don't actually have to pull the other end through. But I think I'm going to. Let me see. So my game plan was to just shove this completely underneath this guy. Yeah, I don't think this is the best way of doing this. I think that had I just cut it down. Yeah, we're gonna not do this. So let's go like this. And let's cut it once we know about the length that we need. This is just too much belt. I don't even know what happened here with this belt. What happened to this belt? All right. All right, we're gonna cut it right about here. That seems about right. This is just too much belt to work with. Giveaway time? Oh yeah, it is giveaway time. Thank you. All right, let's do that. Let me just, for my sake. Yeah, that's plenty of belt. Okay, giveaway time. Let's do that. Let's unpin comment, unpin message. How many entries in total? 39. Not a ton, which means that everybody's odds are better than normal. All right, we're doing Wheel of Names. All right, 39 entries. Who will be the winner? Only one winner. Good luck to everybody. Let's do shuffle it a couple times. Yeah, 30 people and below was the norm for quite a long time. Last couple months, it's definitely picked up, which is awesome. Okay, a couple more shovels. Good luck, everybody. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, and spin. Charles, you are the winner. Pi, you almost won for a second time. It was very close. Oh, that's not right. That's right. That's right. Congratulations, Charles. I will message you later on then and send you the forms so that way you can choose. You can choose what material you want and then I will get that over to Polymaker and they will ship it out. Sorry, Jose, you were so close. I don't know if you were, where were you? No, your name is over here. It's not super close. If you guys are around next week, there will definitely be more prizes and a lot more chances to win. So, hey, what's up, Jerry? Well, they made a live stream at the same time as 0 and 50 prints. So many people are following those. Technically, they made a live stream that's the same time as my live stream because we've done this time slot for 12 months now. But yeah, it definitely was a factor as far as viewers go. Joel normally streams later on, so I could definitely see people that don't normally get to watch them wanting to watch. Some points going, so you need to recommend 3D printer to a newbie with around $1,000 between a Bamboo Labs and a Prusa. What do you tell them? I would get Bamboo over Prusa. As long as you don't have any pull-based, like if open source isn't something that's a requirement for you, then I would for sure go with Bamboo. Mine's having issues right now on the top layer, and I would still choose it. I like the Prusa. I have a Prusa MK3S Plus that I bought with my own money, and it's just dated. Like, it's a good printer, but it needs a refresh. It needs a refresh. If they even just did like a Prusa that had like an MK3S Plus with like linear rails, clipper, and a couple other things, I'd probably be like, yeah, maybe. But maybe, I don't know. But the Bamboo, I would for sure say has current tech, and even beyond current tech. It would definitely be the one I'd recommend. Top layers, we don't really know. We don't really know what the reason is. I threw out the part, but basically some sort of extrusion issues on the top layers, and we can't determine what it is so far. I've been working with their support team. I've been working with their support team for a bit here, and so far, no luck. We cannot figure it out. Okay, so I think this is what I'm gonna do. Let me see. If I can somehow pop this belt out the same hole as the other belt, and if I can't do that, perhaps I can get it to feed through. Oh! Nope, that's not happening. Okay, so then if that's not happening, the next thing I'm gonna do is just get this belt in here, like that. I'll show you guys what I'm doing with the belts in a minute here. It's taking a little bit of thinking. I think I've got it in a way that'll work. So let me grab this nut that popped off. Very awkward. Okay, one is in place. I wonder if it's temperature related because I noticed a rougher layer when I sped up my prints and increased heat for layer adhesion. I don't think so. For the record, I haven't through. I was just curious. Yeah, I don't know, man, what the issue is currently with mine. I've tried so many things. Both slicer, like tweaking a ton of slicer things to different filaments, to hardware swapping things, and no marbles. So yeah, I really don't know. They don't really know as of right now. They've been helping me over the course of the last couple of weeks, and it's just been process of elimination. Everything they're checking, they're like, yep, that seems normal, but the prints are not turning out good. Okay, so what I'm doing is, let's see. Nope. Yep. So the original belt that I installed that's sticking out here, I'll be pulling that for tension. This belt, I originally was trying to route all the way through, but now I've just got it about halfway through this belt plate, and that's where it's going to be tightened. I think it'll be fine. It's a steel belt plate, so as long as it's got like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7 teeth, it should be fine. So that is what the current plan is. And then once I've got this side tightened, we'll pull this one to build up some tension on this, and then we should be good on that one. But I think that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of them too. A little awkward back here. Man, these nuts are killing me. What a particular benefit? I guess you aren't really losing any height because the print head has to go somewhere. Yeah, it's a this thing uses, well, it's similar, I guess, to the X1 in that it's a tri-point, except that this one's tri-point independently driven, so it can actually tram the bed, and it's belt driven instead of lead screw. Okay, so that's in. Now hopefully I can pull this guy. Maybe not. I was hoping that I would be able to tighten half of it. Am I just not strong enough? Nope, it's just not, that is just not happening. Okay. So I guess you cannot fully tighten these. Nope. Both of them need to be loosened again. Okay. Okay, now I'm confused as to why is this not tightening. That's loose. That's fairly loose. Certainly should be able to go tighter. Is it because of this pulley? Oh, I don't know. I don't know why this is not. There's nothing really holding it too tight. Oh wait, did that work a little? That worked a little. Okay. So now, drop the nut. It's okay, it's from the other side. Okay, that is plenty tight. It still has a little bit of, let me go back. Dropping nuts. So it still has some slack to it, but we haven't done anything with this up here. This up here has the ability to move up a bit, so. I mean, there's a lot of really specific things about this kit in terms of like, it has an actively heated chamber, which is something that isn't really an option for most 3D printers. And it is CoreXY, which is something a lot of people want. It is customizable. they have different configs, and the CAD for the tool head is out there, so you can design whatever you want for that. So to an extent it is. That one already has a nut. This one does not. I'm gonna go from a different angle. This is tough to fit. There's gotta be an easier way. There's gotta be. I just don't see this as being the right way to do it. It's working, I mean, I would say quite inefficiently, but then the nut fell. Alright, we're going back to using the tweezers. Even with the tweezers, it's tough. Yeah, this is rough. I got it. I got it. Yes. Okay, so now all the nuts are in place. They just need to be tightened. Ah, hey babe. Printer is once again kicking my butt, but we are making some progress, which at least feels nice. Yeah, certainly not a hasn't been a casual stroll in the park kind of build. Okay. So things I'm going to do is tighten these down. I'm not going to worry about tensioning them right this second. I want to get all the other ones on so I can just do them at the same time, because this is the hardest part. The tensioning, or adding, yeah, the tensioning will be easy compared to this. Okay. You're killing me, Larry. Alright. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, guys. There we go. Dude. Okay. Alright, that one's fully tight. The only one that's being a jerk is... Okay, I'm happy with you. cannot grip these. Okay, it's just this bottom one. This bottom one is not being nice. Okay, we got a couple spins. Okay, I think I got it. I think I did it. All right, jeez. Woo! Ah, beef is an effer. All right. So I'm tightening these right now. Cool. Okay, so as far as aligning goes, I'm going to screw on with that a little bit later. The main thing I want to do is just get all of them on. Okay, one down. I don't know if I'm mentally ready to repeat that. Oh, but we're going to. So things we're not going to do is use the entire belt. We'll route it and then we'll cut it. You guys can't see that, can you? Let's go like this then. I feel like just watching the process of this one, belt of 3 is way already past the comfort zone of most people. I 100% agree. I don't, like, I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but based off the instructions, it's still just not entirely clear what the best way is to route this. But yeah, I agree. I already left that feedback. I mean, to be fair, any printer build I would say that I've done is going to require you to be either good at troubleshooting or to have experience with 3D printing and like at least have a general understanding of how the hardware works together. But yeah, this certainly is up there. This certainly is up there. I think Aaron is hungry. We've got leftover pizza from last night. Okay, that's loosely in. These nuts are probably going to fall off again, but I at least kind of want to start with them in the right place. Go around. Quite fiddly, right? Yeah. Something tells me once it's all said and done, it'll be a pretty sweet freaking machine. I just realized all you can see is my arm. Something tells me it'll be a pretty sweet machine, but yeah, the building process so far is just, it's rough. It's rough. I don't really know. Okay. So we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did on the last belt, except again, we're gonna cut it once I know that I've got enough length. So we'll start. How did we do this one? We started from the bottom. Where is it? It's right here. We started from the bottom and then we pulled it over the top. So let's do the same thing. We'll go like this. Start from the bottom. Monkey definitely misses you. He is right here. Let's get a quick pause for Monkey Cam. He's looking super handsome. Let's see. You guys can see him. He just lays like this. This is a little pose. Look at that guy. He just sits all day long right there, right by the front door. Are you waiting? Like you do every single day, huh? It's right there. It's funny when he lays like that, I always tell me and Aaron laugh because it looks like he's playing the flute. Like if you can picture a little flute in his mouth, he looks like his hands are where the flute would be. It makes me laugh the first time I saw it. So I now refer to him as my little flute player every time he lays like that. All right, that was fun. Let's back to the belts. Where did it? What? Oh, I dropped him on the ground. That's, of course I did. Right? Yeah, it looks like he's a little flute player. It looks like the XY idlers aren't fully constrained. XY idlers? Talking about these guys? I have no idea why, but I really appreciate when the idlers are fully constrained top and bottom. Is that what you're talking about these guys? If so, then yeah, it's a metal bracket on the back side of it. He does want the pets. Yeah, the flute player, man. First time I saw it, I was pretty sure we were both in tears. I was dying laughing. I was like, look, I got a little flute player. Yeah, okay. Going like this over the belt, going like this, going through this little, oh wow, that one slid way easier into the slot. Maybe the belt's scared because he saw how aggressive I was on the other belt. He's like, all right, I'll play nice. All right. Okay. Slide it under. But do you feel like over time with the constant tension it'll bend out of square? I don't know if I mean, it's possible. The bracket that's holding it is steel, so it should be pretty damn strong. And it has 2 connection points to the screws going through it, so I think it would hold it pretty dang well. It's the world's longest belt. A rail coat for sure bent out of square, has been built for years though. It still prints okay, but I hate it. It is also a huge pinch point on the rail core. Oh, interesting, like an actual pinch point. Quite a few of my coworkers have rail cores and seem to really love them. All right, going like that. Pretty damn thick belt. What did I do? This needs to flip, possibly. There we go. Straighten out the belt like that, like that. Okay. Okay, that should be plenty of belt. Let's try that. Let's see, where or what type of place do you work where everyone just casually has a rail core? I work for Lightburn. So Lightburn laser cutting and design software. Before that, I worked at Matter Hackers for 3-ish years. But yeah, I've been with Lightburn now. My 1-year anniversary is next month. So technically I'm contracted on, but yeah, I'm the lead video creator there. So I do pretty much me and one other person does all of their YouTube video, like technical how-to videos. So pretty much a lot of what I do with 3D printing, but with lasers. And it's fully remote. Nobody lives even in the same state as me from work, so. But yeah, I work I do work on Sundays, but I have Wednesdays and Saturdays off because when I got hired on, I told them that I stream every Wednesday because I had been unemployed for a bit. Well, I guess not unemployed. I'd been YouTubing full time for a bit, which for me was unemployed at that time, and wanted to be able to maintain the schedule. So they're like, yeah, you can have Wednesdays off for your stream. So that's how we've been able to stick with this. But I do work Sundays. No, that's not true. I work Saturdays. Saturdays. I have Sundays off. So Sunday, Wednesdays are my days off. But yeah, everybody there, not everybody, but a lot of people there are huge 3D printing fans. Underemployed, yeah. Oh crap. Okay, so I can't overly tighten these until I've tensioned this a bit, so let's see, can I pull this? No. Okay, so we need to loosen these a little bit again. I will say, and I don't want to jinx it, so maybe I shouldn't say it, but belt number 2 is definitely going a little bit easier than belt number 1. Part of it's just, you know, again, you haven't done something before, the unfamiliarity of it, you don't really know how to attack it. And so I've never done tri-point bed belts, so just the way to, let's loosen these, routing these and then using these clip things that I've never really used before, just a little different. Yeah, I'm definitely big on right tool for the right job. 3D printing is awesome. I love, obviously, 3D printing. It's been a huge part of my life for 8+ years now. But it's certainly not the answer to all things. Prototyping in lasers could be very cool too, for speed. If you just need to cut out something and kind of proof of concept it before you print it. Oh, ooh, it's working. Yes. Awesome. Cool, yeah, so now I just need to tighten these back up. Again, not jinxing it because we're still working on it actively, but that second belt was substantially smoother than the first one. It kind of also helps if you get down on eye level, so that way you can see that you're grabbing each of the nuts that tighten the belt in place, versus what I was doing, which was kind of like feeling for them. Yeah, it's much easier like this. And the last one right here. Sweet. All right, last thing we'll do is just tighten this guy down. This one definitely has more tension than the other one, but it should be fine. We'll adjust the pulley on the other one to get even tension, or at least as even as possible. All right, last one. I don't know how to get the camera. Hey, what's up, Steve? Happy hump day, man. Are you back home? I just noticed your screwdriver situation and wanted to recommend to use a Miniware ES15 on jobs like this where you're screwing small bolts over and over again. It will save your wrist. Oh, gotcha. Like, it has the top portion that rotates with your wrist, right? You should, before these screwdrivers, I was exclusively using like little L-shaped Allen keys So this is a huge step up, but yeah, I could see those definitely being handy for some small bolts like this. Okay, so we got 2 belts installed. For the final belt, I don't exactly know what's the best camera angle for you guys, so we might just go like a straight on shot like this, and then let me see if I can raise things a bit, so that way my camera's not blocking it. There we go. Yes, the USB Type-C electrical precision screwdriver, it does have motion control? Oh, interesting. Let me really quick grab something a trail mix to hold me over for a little bit here. Oh no, the last trail mix? It is. Oh. Hey Delilah, what are you doing? These dogs, man. My coworkers, they make me laugh all day. You guys are goofballs, huh? These aren't for you. My trail mix. Home last night. Dude, did you have to go back to work today, or you pretty much take it easy? What the hell? I said hello to you. You know what? Recorded was a my chat is cursed, and I don't know if it's just my chat or what the deal is, but earlier I tried sending a message and it deleted the entire thing and just sent the smiley. So today during the stream, every time I see a smiley, I'm assuming that somebody had a message that got deleted. Yeah, she loves, oh, it's 3:47 and 4 o'clock is typically their food time, their time to eat dinner when Aaron gets home. Working from home, okay. Yeah, usually when I get back from any kind of a like convention or trade show, I'm dead for at least a day. Like, just kind of want to just sleep and relax. Have a great night, Nice. Thank you for the donation and renewing your membership. We next week again is the 1-year stream anniversary, which is awesome. It'll be a ton of fun, and then we'll continue to build on this the following week, probably the following Wednesday. I don't know if we'll do a Monday stream. We might do a Monday stream. We'll see. These are for me, Bubba. Not for you. Yeah, so it has a 3-point belted Z bed, all independently driven, so you can tram the bed. He always hangs out by me when I've got food, because sometimes I cave in, and if I don't cave in, I'm super clumsy. I always drop something. Okay. So one thing I'm a little bit curious about is there's a nut here. It's possible that it's from earlier that I dropped and already replaced it, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, all the nuts are right. Okay, so let's do the last one, which is going to be right here. We need this as loose as possible. There we go. Okay. And then, where's our belts, monkey? I threw them over here. Okay, so this side for the belt goes, yeah, inside through here. It's really weird to me. Again, maybe I'm just figuring it out a little bit more, but the first belt seemed much harder than the last two. Let's see if I go like this. You guys are probably only going to see my head for a second. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. I just was speaking highly of you. There we go. Oh, come on, dude. You're so close. Anybody else talk to the, like, I don't know, I'm always talking to whatever I'm working on. There we go. Okay. So that side is good. We've got it pulled through. Delilah is breathing heavily. You jinxed it. Now it doesn't want call them buddies while trying to get them to work. That's like me with our car. We share one car, and we have, gosh, since we moved out together, so probably 5 years ago now. And it's a 2014 Corolla, and I bought it brand new in 2014, and it has just been a workhorse. But every time we go on a long trip, I'm always talking to it like, oh, good job, thank you for getting us here. I think I got that from my parents. They totally do that too, at least my dad does. Man, it's still so long. I guess we do need it for the actual... One second. There we go. Okay. And then that should be long enough, roughly right about there. Let's cut this. Hey, what's up, Viking? Happy hump day, man. Hey, I haven't got any updates on your, the Fenrir, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, the CoreXY that you've been working on. How's that going? I feel like for a while I was getting like weekly updates, and I don't think I've seen anything since maybe you posted a Revo toolhead option for it. Okay, trail mix is gone. Ooh, that was easy. That was really easy to slot in there. A little too easy. Let's see if it pops out on me. Come on. I can't believe that actually, we didn't drop any nuts on this one. This is incredible. Oh wait, I'm goofing. We need to tension it still. Okay. So far, so good though on this one. Let's see, I'm gonna loosen these guys a little bit. Am I in the Discord, Viking? I don't know that I've actually joined it. Hey, what's up, Grumpy Face? Oops. There we go. Okay, so those are loose now. Okay, we still need to loosen these a little bit more. I've learned if you wiggle the one belt back and forth, instead of pulling, it has an easier time to make its way across the teeth. Let me loosen all these a little bit. I wish you guys could see this better. I know that it's not a super clear shot. It's just inside of inside, so it's quite difficult to show. Let's see, I think it must still be these guys that are being jerks. There we go. Okay, so tension should be good on that, at least for right now. It's going forward. Latest update was that I've started to split the parts up a bit to make the parts easy to print. Oh, nice. We haven't broken anything today, LSE. I know, it's spooky. To be fair, we've only used 3 printed parts. Everything else is steel, so the only thing that would likely break would be myself. But yeah, so far, so good. And we're nearly done with the belts, which is sweet. Yeah, let me tighten the belts up. I've sent you an invite, but that was before the move, so you had a lot on your plate. You're always welcome though. I'm gonna join it right this second. I know myself, and if I don't do it right now, we'll have this conversation. We'll have this conversation again, so join. All right, I'm officially in. I work best if I do things right away, which is problematic because it has me juggling a bunch of things at the same time, but all right, I'm officially in. All right. Okay. I think these are all tight. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Tighten these last 2 screws down, and then I should be able to flip this over, stand it upright again, I think. Hopefully. All right, before I do that, let's confirm that everything looks aligned properly on the bottom. Belt is over where it should be, belt is over where it should be, belt, yep, that looks fine. Stand it upright. I think I dropped something. Monkey, what did I drop? Was it a nut? Hopefully we got spares. What are we on? Oh, we're on the cable. Beautiful. Oops, I missed. I'm the same, forget. Yeah, I am awful. Like, to the point of, a lot of times I'll get text messages from family or something like that, and I'll read it, and if I don't reply right then, it's just gone. It's gone, and I feel terrible after, because it's not intentional. Okay, so, belts are done. We need to add a little bit of tension to them, which we'll do in a second here, but let's go back to here. Yeah, so I think I did the belts the way I was supposed to do the belts. So it says idler and belt clamps, so we don't want them offset. Make sure the belts and the rails are parallel. What would make them not? Is it this guy, the belts that can slide left and right? Ooh, that was not a pretty sound. How do, oh. Okay, that seems relatively straight. Hey, what's up, Cheetah? I haven't seen you since Monday. How's it going? All right, so let's, monkey, excuse me, Bubba. I don't want to hit you with a tripod. Watch out, Bubba. All right, you're okay. There we go. That's a pretty good angle. So I'm trying to make sure that it's as straight as possible. And it's kind of straight. I'm trying to think of what I can adjust. That makes it crooked, which doesn't seem right. I would think that needs to be flat. And if I move that sideways, then it is. I guess that's probably fine. It doesn't need to be centered on the screw as long as it's centered on here. So I think we're gonna be okay there. That seems tight. That seems tight. I think we're good on that. Tension I'll worry about in a moment. Again, we'll loosen these guys, but I just want to make sure that they're all, sounds familiar. Hey, Ed. Okay, let's do this one next. This one seems, no, it probably can use a little bit of adjustment. Oh, you know what? This whole thing is crooked, so that is the reason why this is happening. Monkey boy. What are you doing, Bubba? Nope, that's not right. There we go. What are you doing, handsome? All right. Okay, that made a world of difference. Still a little bit off. It looks like that's about right. Mic is definitely bending into my neck, so sorry if it gets loud. Okay, hopefully that's fine. This definitely needs tension, which should be fairly easy. I wouldn't say the belts are perfectly aligned. I guess what I could do, I know what I'll do. I'll move the motors later on down below, because the motors have the ability to pivot left or right. There's little slots. Oh, the good old ADHD syndrome. Yeah, it happens all the time. Just like, oh yeah, and then I'll usually think I replied, and then it's like, it gets, you know, 3 days later, you're going through messages, like, oh my God, I never replied. And then it's like, at that point, do you reply or do you just move on and like, try better next time? Because at some point, it's been so long that it's just kind of like, feel rude replying. All right, loosening, I'm gonna loosen all these top guys up a bit so we can tension them in a sec. Let's do this last one. That's not a fun view for you guys, is it? We'll do that, I'll come around. Okay. Wait, this one we have not loosened yet. Okay. This one actually looks to be the most straight out of all of them. Yeah, I think we're good on that one. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is just add some tension. So basically just pull up on them, but not very much. It did say that you don't need much tension on these. So I'm gonna think about the easiest way to do this. I guess if I pull the nut like that. Yeah, it is plenty of tension. Oops. Yeah, I would definitely say that one's good. Okay, let's do the other two, and then we should officially be done with belts, and or at least Z belts, and I'm not upset about that. You didn't miss a ton, Cheetah. I mean, today we primarily attached the bed mounts and the belts. I did a lot of stuff after stream on Monday. I kind of cheated. I was up really late, couldn't sleep. I was kind of frustrated with the way the stream went because the parts were breaking and stuff, so I did a bit more, you think so hard about it that your brain thinks you did it too familiar there. Yeah, 100%. I went to the doctor's. I haven't gone to the doctor's since I moved out here, and I went and was talking to the doc a bit and was just like, yeah, the way I am is I'm either 0 or 100. Like I'm either off or I'm on. I don't have an in between. So usually it's like, that's too loose. We need that to go higher. Usually for the time I wake up, it's just like 100% instantly until I crash out at some point. Interesting. That's not as tight as actually. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's actually pretty dang close. All right. I forgot that although these are nylon lock nuts, we're not using them as nylon lock nuts. We're just using them as regular nuts. The build, yeah, I'm super excited to use the printer once it's all said and done, Viking, but the build instructions are definitely like, and it's possible I've just been super spoiled, coming from like the Boron builds and the Rat Rig V Minion and like Kevin aka Sam's mod that we did that had just the absolutely most like gorgeous documentation. But this is the last one. I just feel like the build instructions on this are a bit too ambiguous. They need to work on that. But the actual machine itself, I'm really excited about. It's just quite different than anything I've ever used before. So all right, just feeling the belts to see how they compare. I think that's pretty close. This one's a tiny bit less tension, but all right, belts are done. Again, at least Z-axis, and I'm gonna leave the little. You guys can't see that very well. There you go. I'm gonna leave the bit of extra belt on all of them for now until I actually need to remove it, just in case I need to loosen anything and add tension. Yeah, until I need to remove them, I'm gonna leave them, just in case. Go look at the Annex Engineering's documentation and cry build a K3 and you feel so spoiled. Yeah, I talked to Annex at Murph and a little bit on Discord not long ago, and they were like, when are you gonna build one of these? And they did say that because they provide you, I think, with the full CAD, that's kind of your reference. And so I feel like we could figure it out. having the entire CAD seems like it would really help. But yeah, I've heard that there's basically nothing. It's just like, here you go, build it. Yeah, it looks like a Solid Doodle 3 just with better parts and CoreXY. That's so funny. I don't really know of the Solid Doodle, but when I posted this the first image of the frame on Twitter, someone said the same thing. Yeah, I wish back one was a little bit tighter, but I can't. I don't think I can raise it anymore. No. Okay. Hey, what's up, Stefan? Greetings from Idaho. Thanks for stopping by. I hope I can get the documentation for Fender up to a good level. Never done anything like that before, but I'll learn as I go. I think using what's out there is a really good reference point. Like, Voron's got great documentation. RatRig does it completely different, but it's also phenomenal, where they have video of the CAD exploding, if you will, so you can see all the nuts and pieces come together for like every part. Completely different styles of instructions, but I felt that they were both really good. So yeah, but I'm sure it'll be a lot. Sweet. So we are good. Oh man, I'm so happy about that. We're onto the XY plane. I don't think that I'm mentally prepared to start XY today. Let's check to see what things look like here. So XY end stops. I already installed the rear pulley sets, so that's done. Y linear guides. Okay, so we're attaching the rest of the linear guides, check for smoothness. Extruder carriage. Beta version only. Servos. Yeah, this is a lot. Okay, so I think the next build on this, our goal is going to be XY. I feel like that's going to take a lot of time. Bed is a fairly short section. I think we can easily knock that out, along with, let's see what extruder looks like. Probably extruder, mounting the extruder. Yeah, so I think the game plan is going to be, next stream is XY plane. Well, not next stream. Next stream is our 1 year stream. So the next stream we do the build will be XY plane. Then the following stream will probably bed and extruder, and then wiring and firmware. Enclosure maybe I'll do on my own, and then we'll do one stream of just printing. So we've still got like 3 or 4 more streams of this. Welcome home. Did you hear about the Soval 06? Yes, I have the Soval, and I've been testing it out for a little bit. Mine has issues with the bed. The leveling is just really off, and it's not compensating for it. So I've tested a lot of things on it. Oh, we still have confetti on, that's fun. I've tested a lot of things on it and haven't been able to correct it with firmware updates or changing G-code or tightening things up. So I think that my bed might be skewed beyond the point of mesh being able to compensate for it, which I'm not entirely sold, but they're sending a new bed assembly, so I should know pretty soon. But yeah, the initial impression of it, I like the specs. I like the way the printer looks. It basically looks like they took an MK3S Plus, cheapened it down a bit, but like still kept a lot of awesome things that made the price much cheaper. So if it can perform, I think it's going to do really well. I like that it's using smooth rods instead of roller wheels. Prusa documentation is the best documentation though. Prusa documentation is really good. Yeah, it's really good. I like that you can actively add comments to it, so if you get stumped and other people have, you can see little feedback throughout different steps. It's really helpful. The documentation is really good. Let's try to think about it, because I haven't, I did build the MK3S Plus, and it was still a pretty long build. I think it was like an 8-hour stream. I think we did part of it in the morning and part of it at night, or maybe it was 2 days, but the documentation is awesome. Yeah, I think on that note, we will call it. And there's probably, it looks like three build streams left on this printer, and then a Kick-It stream before we do something else that's crazy. Yeah, and we'll probably end up doing another Monday stream on this as well, just to help get some of the stuff done, because otherwise it'll take a whole month of streaming, and there's a couple other things we need to, or that I want to do some streams on as well. But I'm happy we made progress. The instructions are like, I'm starting to get a little bit better feel for how they work and kind of how they don't work. And I will definitely continue to provide feedback to the team to hopefully improve it, because again, I'm very excited to get this printer printing. I think it has a lot of potential and some very cool features and specs of it, but I do think that the documentation just needs more work to it. So the FL7 speeder pad will be here in 3 days. I can't wait to put Clipper. Oh, nice. So you got a Super Racer, you're gonna upgrade with it. That's exciting. I still haven't hooked it up to the Super Racer, but that's the game plan, is to use also the speeder pad for the V400 and the SR as well. Yeah, I think on that note, we'll call it for the day. Thank you everyone that hung out. Thank you for the new members, the donations. Monday, I will be guest on the Hot Make stream over on the Edge of Text channel, which will be a ton of fun. If you have a moment, it's only an hour long. Even if you can't hang out, just pop by and say hello. And then next Wednesday is our big 1 year stream, which is going to be sweet. There's a bunch of giveaways. It'll be super laid back. I'm quite literally having pizza delivered, and it'll be a good time. So I hope everybody has an awesome week, and hopefully I will see you guys next Wednesday then. Bye everybody, have a great night or day.